So far we've covered the many ways Python offers for creating iterable objects, comprehensions, generators, and any object that follows the iterable or iterator protocols can be used for iteration, so it should be clear that iteration is a central feature of Python. Python provides a number of built-in functions for performing common iterator operations. These functions form the core of a sort of vocabulary for working with iterators, and they can be combined to produce powerful statements in very concise, readable code. We've met some of these functions already, including enumerate for producing integer indices and sum for computing summation of numbers. In addition to the built-in functions, the itertools module contains a wealth of useful functions and generators for processing iterable streams of data. We'll start demonstrating these functions by solving the first 1000 primes problem using the built-in sum function with two generator functions from itertools, islice and count. Earlier we made our own take generator function for lazily retrieving the start of a sequence. We needn't have bothered, however, because islice allows us to perform lazy slicing similar to the built-in list slicing functionality. Once we've imported the itertools module, to get the first 1000 primes we need to do something like this: itertools.islice all primes 1000. But how to generate all primes? Previously we've been using range to create the raw sequences of integers to feed into our primality test. But ranges must always be finite, that is, bounded at both ends. What we'd like is an open-ended version of range, and that is exactly what itertools count provides. This returns a special islice object which is iterable. We can convert it to a list using the list constructor. Answering our question about the sum of the first 1000 primes is now easy, so long as we remember to recreate the generator when we pass it to sum. The answer is 3,682,913. Two other very useful built-ins which facilitate elegant programs are any and all. They're equivalent to the logical operators and and or, but for iterable series of bool values. Any returns true if any of the series it's passed are true, and all returns true if all of the series passed to it are true. Here we use any together with a generator expression to answer the question of whether there are any prime numbers in the range 1328 to 1360 inclusive, and remarkably the answer is false. For a completely different type of problem we can check that all of these city names are proper nouns with initial uppercase letters. The last built-in we'll look at is zip, which, as its name suggests, gives us a way to synchronize iterations over two iterable series. For example, if we have two columns of temperature data, one from Sunday and one from Monday, we can combine them together into pairs of corresponding readings. We can see that zip yields tuples when iterated. This in turn means we can use it with tuple unpacking in the for loop. In fact, zip can accept any number of iterable arguments. Let's add a third time series and use other built-ins to calculate statistics for corresponding times. Here we use the min and max built-ins for the minimum and maximum temperatures, and the sum and len built-ins to compute the average temperature. Perhaps though, we'd like one long temperature series for Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. We can then lazily concatenate iterables using itertools chain, so this is different from simply concatenating the three lists into a new list. We can now check that all of those temperatures are above freezing point without the memory impact of data duplication. Before we summarize, we'd like to pull a few pieces of what we've made together and leave your computer computing the Lucas primes. This shows the beautiful composability of generator functions, generator expressions, pure predicate functions, and for loops. When you've seen enough or broken some records, we recommend you spend some time exploring the itertools module.